Let's talk about another game, probably the biggest game of the entire week. There's a lot of terrible games. A lot of this week, there was a lot of close games. Games that got
A
close,
lot of close games. It was like
but
8 games in one possession.
all garbage games. But not this game right here. This is talking about the Bills at Ravens in Baltimore. Tough matchup. Obviously, these are two prospective playoff teams going forward. Bills going into Baltimore. Jojo, what do you think about this matchup? What were your expectations coming into this game?
Honestly, at this point of the season, both teams have lost. They're both quarterbacks are playing for MVP so far this season. Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson playing out of their minds. And the 2 games they lost, man, what's up with Baltimore giving up big leads, dude? They're out here dropping points left and right. Lamar can only do so much. Now the defense putting him in situations where he has to take risks. As we can see in that Bills game, they went for it on 4th down. Was 4th and goal, right? And he threw a pick right there in the end zone. Yeah. I think they did the right thing and went for it instead of playing it safe. I think it was like 4.5 minutes on the clock. So if they got the field goal, Josh Allen had a chance to take it downfield. They try to eliminate that, try to make sure they guaranteed a touchdown. But you can't throw a pick, man. You can't. You can't make that. You can't let that happen. Super good game. 2 great teams. We're going to see one of those 2 teams possibly in the Super Bowl. Calling it now.
Yeah, I think they're Super Bowl favorites. The Bills definitely are. Julian, what was your takeaway from this game? What did you think about the Bills coming out 23-20?
Look, I think Lamar Jackson's playing out of his mind. But as a team as a whole, I do not think the Ravens can make the Super Bowl. They allow way too many points. That defense is atrocious. They are allowing way too much, and they're relying way too much on the offense to keep them in games. And as long as they continue to, I don't even know what the stats are, but I'm curious to see what the stats are. Like the yards allowed, average points allowed, like, because they even held anybody under 20 points at all this season so far?
I don't know. Other games are surprisingly close, but they're dropping so much points.
And I'm just like, bro, defense wins championships. Like, it don't matter how offense heavy we get over the years, defense still wins championships. Like, and if you cannot stop the passing attack, which is the biggest hurdle they need to get over, I don't see them like making it far, but at all.
Point of reference, week 1, the Ravens held the Jets to 9 points, and that's it. Everything else has been double digits, at least 20.
Jets with Joe Flacco.
At least 20 points or more they've given up.
Jets with Joe Flacco, my bad.
26 to New England, and obviously 42 to the Miami Dolphins.
The Dolphins gave 6 touchdowns that game after being up 3 touchdowns, which is ridiculous.
Dolphins is another one that just allows points left and right.
Yeah, I think my takeaway from this game is I think we saw, last week, I think we saw, when the Bills played Dolphins, obviously, I think we seen Josh Allen have a bad game. This was also kind of one of these games where, like, he seemed a little bit more frantic. Like, there was a lot of more pressure on him, and he obviously making stuff happen. Obviously, when he's running out the pocket.
Yep.
I think he had like 11 carries, 70 yards. So, and he scored a touchdown actually on a long, like, kind of a freestyle play, kind of a backyard, schoolyard play. So I've seen, there's a little bit chink in that armor, right? Josh Allen's he's not infallible. He's not like, he's not untouchable. Like we've seen him have at least a couple bad games. Obviously, come out with the win. You'll take that W anytime. But Josh Allen, at least this far early in the season, I expect the Bills to clean it up because the expectations for them is Super Bowl or bust. Like y'all have been in the AFC Championship for so long and failed. Like they're like Super Bowl or nothing. So there's a lot of tension, a lot of pressure on the Bill side, and Josh Allen not playing as great as he could be against part of the season, but who knows? Maybe they'll get more. I don't know what's going on with Gabriel Davis. Gabriel Davis had a great opening game, the wide receiver. I haven't seen anything from him. Maybe he had 2 receptions or something, 13 yards.
They have no run game. Yeah. That's the problem.
Yeah, their run game is pretty depleted.
They have no run game. Like Devin Singletary, like I don't even remember the last time I've seen that man get over 100. Granted, this game he averaged 4.5 yards a carry, but they had to throw this game because they were down 20-3 for a while. But they desperately need like a consistent, strong running game.
No. So I mean, again, this is like a playoff matchup. These are two playoff
Yeah.
teams. So a loss this early in the season obviously is tough because now it goes down in the rankings, right? If you lose to a conference team,
Yep.
you go down. But this is just a great game. Like I mean, I'm not saying it's the greatest game I've seen so far this year, but I mean these are two great teams that we expect a lot out of. So I'm going to take it with a grain of salt. Even if you lose this game, if you win this game, it's not really much to say. We'll
And
see.
that's what I'm thinking for Baltimore, right? Like, hey, it's your second loss early on in the season. Okay, yeah, you gave it up to the Dolphins, and now you had to face a tough Buffalo Bills team regardless so early on. So I'm like, I can see them still taking it far throughout the season and having a good winning record. So,
and Lamar Jackson is, pay that man his money because he deserves it. He's playing like he deserves it. I mean, some people will get paid or want a big paycheck, but he's playing out of his mind right now. I expect to do well. I don't know. As far as the defense, we'll see them going forward as they play other great teams, other playoff potential teams. Let me see. Looking at their schedule, it doesn't get tough maybe till they play Thursday night football against Tampa at Tampa. Other than that, they have Cleveland, the Giants, Cincinnati. These are all games they should win. So Baltimore should bounce back in the next 3 weeks, and we'll see how they play against Tampa Bay going forward.